Hey guys, what's up and welcome to iCode. In this video, I'm going to be explaining you about strings in Python. So let's get started. So guys, I've already created a new Jupyter file for this particular topic. So let me just open that up. So here is the Jupyter file. So let's start with the question, what is a string? So guys, basically a string is collection of characters. So let me just write the definition here. So let me just make this a markdown cell and write the definition. So a string is a collection of characters. So collection of characters, cool. Characters can be numbers, alphabets, symbols, and guys, even a space is a character. So let me just write some of them here. So the numbers are characters, even the alphabets, even the symbols, exclamation mark, at the rate of, and guys, even a space is a character. Remember that, even a space is a character. So a string is a collection of characters. So let me just run the cell. So now, how to create a string in Python? So first, let me just write some text. So iCode. So this is some text with 6 characters right here. So I is a character, space is a character, CODE. So in total, there are 6 characters right here. And to make it a Python string, all you got to do is, you need to enclose this particular text between 2 single quotation marks or 2 double quotation marks. So all you got to do is put a quotation mark here and put a quotation mark right here. And there you go. This is a Python string. That is how you create a Python string. So just run the cell and you can see that particular text got printed out. And guys, you can create a string with double quotes as well. Not just single quote, but you can just create a Python string with double quotes as well. Like this. So double quotation mark, iCode. Run the cell and this is a string as well. So basically, to create a Python string, all you got to do is put your entire text between single quotation marks or double quotation marks. That's it. And guys, if you remember, in the last video, I've told you that you can use a function called type to know if a number is float or integer, right? And you can use type function right here as well. So type iCode and run the cell. You can see that this particular thing is a string and we got a proof. Whoa! Well, sorry. So guys, basically we have 2 different ways to create strings. One with single quotation marks and the other with double quotation marks. And if you ask me what do I use, I say that I use double quotation marks more than single quotation marks. And this is the reason why. So let me just create a string with single quotation marks first. And later you will know why I use double quotation marks, not the single quotation marks. So let me just first put 2 quotation marks right here. So 2 quotation marks. And I want to write, I am super cool. So this is my text. And I enclose this particular text between 2 single quotation marks. And let me just run the cell. This will show us a syntax error. And why is that? So this is the reason why. So basically Python gets confused whether this particular one is a string, because this particular text, that is the space and the I character, is enclosed between 2 quotation marks. And even this particular text is enclosed between these 2 particular quotation marks, and this particular entire text is enclosed between 2 quotation marks. And that is the reason Python doesn't know which one is a string. And that is the reason you got this particular error. And that is the reason I use double quotation marks to enclose rather than single quotation marks. So let me just use double quotation marks now so that you can see the difference. So double quotation marks, I am super cool. And let me just run the cell and you can see that particular text got printed out. That means this is a valid way to create a string which has a single quote. So guys, my advice is always use double quotation marks. Okay, cool, fine. And now, guys, how many characters are there in this particular string? That is, I am super cool. So how many characters are there in this particular string? So let's start counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You see, we are good at counting, right? Because we are iCoders. Well, yes. So there's another challenge for you. So let's see if you can really crack this challenge. So let me just create a string and all you gotta tell is how many characters are there in this particular string that I'm about to create. Okay. So let me just create that string. So there you go. So guys, your challenge is to say how many characters are there in this particular string. So start counting. Well, I was kidding. You can actually take Python help to know how many characters are there in a particular string. and that is by using a len function, a length function. And let me just show you how to use that. So let me just run this cell, and guys, if you're already counting number of characters in this string, just stop it. We can take the Python help. So this is the function that we're going to use, that is len. So 2 brackets, and inside this we're going to put our string. For example, say I code. So I code. So we already know that there are 6 characters in this particular string. So let me just run the cell, and here you can see that there are 6 characters in the string, and we took our Python help here, which is very friendly. Cool. So we can do the same thing here. So len. Okay, let me just remove this bracket here and put that here and run the cell, and you can see that there are 91 characters in that string. And now let's talk about something interesting, something important, that is string indexing. So let me just create a markdown cell and write big characters called string indexing. So let me just create a string first. So double quotation marks, I code, and there you go. So let me just run this cell. So guys, Python actually assigns a different number or index for each of the character in a string. And the indexing starts from left to the right of the string. And it starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc, etc. So let's talk about this example first. So let me just make this a markdown cell. So to make it easy, let me just remove this space and run the cell again. So the same thing. So I told you that Python starts indexing from left to right, and it starts with 0. So I has an index of 0, C has an index of 2, sorry, not 2, 1, and similarly O has an index of 2. So basically Python starts from left to right and with number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. You got it? So the index of C is now 1, index of D is 3, etc, etc, blah 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 blah. Okay, let me just run this cell. So now you may ask me, why indexing? What is the reason behind this indexing thing? And the reason is this. So before that, let's actually store a string in a variable. And guys, I told you in the last video that a variable is nothing but a container. It can store a number, a string, or anything. So let's actually store a string in a variable called s. So s is a variable, and let me just store I code without a space. Okay, cool. So let me just run the cell and print s again, so that I can just get the confirmation that this particular variable has that particular string I code. And now say that you want to know the second character from the left in a string. For example, this particular s is now a string, that is I code, and you want to know the second character in that particular string. And here is where you can actually use indexing thing. So all you got to do is first write that variable name, that is s, and use the square brackets. So square brackets just beside that, and inside this square brackets you need to write the index of that character that you want to retrieve. For example, for now you want to know the second character in that particular string, right? In this particular string you want to know the second character, and the second character here has an index of 1. So all you need to do is you need to put that particular index, that is 1, right here inside the square brackets. So s, the variable name, the square brackets, and the index of that particular character. You got it? So run the cell, and you can see that it printed out C. You can do the same thing for other characters as well. For example, if you want to get the first character, just s of 0, and you'll get the first character. And if you want to get the last character, the index is 4. That is this particular E. So s of 4 is nothing but E. So let me just type in, s, and just print out the value in s. Cool. And guys, what if you don't want to, just print, a single character, but a substring? For example, you want to print this particular COD, not just a single character. You want to print a substring now. And Python can help you with that, yes. And let me just show you how. So we're going to use the same thing, the variable, the box, sorry, not the box, square brackets, and use a colon here whenever you want to retrieve a substring. So a colon, so this is a substring that we want to retrieve, right? So to the left of colon, you need to put the index of this particular character C, that is 1, and to the right of colon, you need to put the index of this particular character plus 1. So that is 0, 1, 2, 3, So that is 3 plus 1, which is nothing but 4. And that is how you retrieve a substring from a string in Python. So let me just run this, and you can see that we successfully printed a substring from a string. And that is how you do it in Python. So let me just show you another example. So s square brackets a colon. So now let's just retrieve from O to D, just this thing. So 0 1 2. So the first thing is 2, that is to the left of colon, and to the right of colon. So 0 1 2 3 plus 1, that is nothing but 4. So now we can retrieve OD. Isn't that cool? Yes. And guys, if you want to just print the entire string, you can just do that as well. Put nothing to the left of column and right of column. You can just do this. So run the cell, and you can see that you can just print entire string in this way as well. And guys, this technique is called slicing. Remember that. And guys, now let me just tell you about negative indexing. So for example, let me just print out this I code thing. So now I've told you that I has an index of 0. Similarly, C has an index of, oh my god, C has an index of 1. So now guys, this is called positive indexing because it starts from 0 and it assigns only positive numbers as indexes. So now let's talk about negative indexing. So Python starts giving negative index from right to left, whereas Python gives positive index from left to right, as we have already seen. So now Python starts giving negative index from right to left of the string. So it starts from E and it goes to I. And unlike the positive index, it starts with -1, not 0. So the negative index for this particular character E is -1. For this particular D is -2, and it goes on. You got it? Cool. Let me just make this a markdown cell and run the cell, and there you go. So guys, you can actually print a character, a single character from a string using negative indexing as well. For example, S brackets, and if you just put -1 right here, you're gonna print this particular character, that is E. So S of -1 is E. So that is how you use negative index. S of -5 is I. So now guys, let me just show you how to use step size while printing characters from a string. So for example, first let me just give you example so that you can get the idea what I'm talking about. So to use step size, what you got to do is S the brackets. You're going to use 2 columns now, not just single column, 2 columns. And let me just leave this, the left of this particular column and the right of this column, which is nothing but the same that we discussed right here. That is this one. So all it will do is print I code, the entire string. And that is what this is saying right here. So the left of string is nothing, right of string is nothing, which is exactly same as this particular one. So this is where you actually put the step size. So for example, if I give a step size of 2 and just run the cell, you can see that we print only IOE. So let's actually see what are IOE. So we started with I, we started printing from I, and we took 2 steps, that is 1, 2, and it printed out this O, and we took 2 steps again, so 1, 2, and we printed out E. And that is what this step size is doing right here. It takes a step size of 2 and it takes a step size of, it keeps on taking the step size of 2 and print all the characters in that particular string. And that is how you use step size. You got it? If you have any doubt, you can just come to my Slack channel. And guys, you can actually use this step size technique to reverse a string. And let me just show you how. So S brackets 2 colons. And now again, I'm going to print out all the characters. Nothing on the left of this column, nothing on the right of this column. And right here, I'm going to give a step size of -1. So before that, let me just give a step size of 1. So let me just run the cell. And here you can see that it printed out the entire string. That is, it started from I and it took a step size of 1. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So it printed out the entire string. Okay, fine. So now to reverse the string, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the 2 columns right here and I'm going to give a step size of -1. That's it. So run the cell now. You can see that we reverse that particular string. Now let's talk about some of the methods that Python provides for strings. So guys, basically every object in Python has some methods associated with it. We're going to discuss about classes and methods in future lectures, and for now just remember that for every object in Python there's some methods associated with it. Okay, so let's actually discuss some of the methods for strings right now. So let's start with the method called upper. So to access a method, what you gotta do is you need to use a dot operator. So first you need to use the variable, that is s right here, and use the dot operator to get access to all the methods that are associated with that particular object. And right here the object is string. So s dot, and when you press tab, you can see that there are different methods that are associated with this particular string or for any string. So you can see that there are many methods, and right now we're going to be using a method called upper. So upper, and there you go, upper. And guys, whenever you are using method, don't forget to use this particular brackets. And now run the cell. You can see that now our text is capitalized. Entire text is uppercase, that's it. And you can use lower as well. So lower, and it's actually lower, so there's no change. So let me actually use another method. So s dot, and let me just use count. And guys, this particular count method actually needs some input, a character. For example, if you just give a character O to it and run the cell, you can see that it printed out 1. So what it's saying is there is one character in this particular string I code. And as you can see, there's really only one character. So let's actually use another string. So maybe s is equals to ABBCCDD and run the cell. So let me just print that. So yes, we have that particular string s dot count, and now let me just ask for C and run the cell. You can see that there are 2 C's in this particular string. And guys, you can actually give a string as well, not just a character. So s dot count, you can ask for BB, and it will just say number of BBs in this particular string, that is AABBCCDD. So that is how you can access different methods for a particular object in Python, and in this case the object is a string. Cool. And guys, there is a challenge for you now. I want you to create a string with 100 A's. The alphabet A. I want you to create a string with 100 A's. And let me just start doing that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think it's hard. I think I should actually take help of Python, and let me just show you how to do this thing with the help of Python. So all you got to do is just write the character and multiply. You need to multiply 100 times. That's it. So this particular character multiplied 100 times, and you can see that we just printed out A's 100 times. And this is how you do it in Python. So let's actually do another one. So ABC, and I want to print this 2 times. So multiply by 2. So you can see ABC, ABC. Great. And guys, let me actually show you, a method which is actually very important. I think you will have a question in the exercise as well about this particular thing. So s.split. So split is the method that we are gonna use right now. So before that, let me actually, replace this particular string with another one with spaces. So let me actually do something. So I am super coder. So let me just run the cell and now use the method that is s.split and run the cell. And you can see that we did split this particular string by spaces. And guys, basically this is an array. We're going to be talking about this, less in the next lecture. So don't worry about this. You can actually do something like this as well. So s.split. And if you use A right here, if you give a character A for this or any string and run the cell, and you can see that it did divide. It did split the entire string with respect to character A. So this particular thing is the first part, and this particular thing is the second part. It will not print this particular A, as this is the character that we used to split the entire string. So let me actually split the entire string with respect to E. So run the cell. Okay, it's split. Run the cell. And you can see that now we did split the entire string with respect to E. So this particular thing is the first part, that is till SUP, and after this R till this one, and finally this particular single character, that is R. So this is how you use this particular split method to split a particular string with respect to, a character or a string. You got it? Cool. So now let's talk about print formatting, which is actually pretty important, and this is the last topic for this particular, strings in Python. So print formatting. So let me actually start with an example. So I'm going to create a string called I am super, and right here I'm going to use a flower brackets, okay, flower brackets, and now I'm going to be using a method called format. So I told you that you can access a method by just using the dot operator. So use the dot operator, press tab, and see if you have that particular format method, and there you go, you have the format. So format, and use the brackets, and inside this bracket you need to give an input. It can be a string, it can be a number, anything. And right now I'm going to give a number, so 2, and run the cell. You can see that this particular flower bracket got replaced with this particular number 2. I am super 2. Well, there's no meaning in that. Let me actually change that to I'm super cool. So I'm super, and give a string right here, I'm super cool, and run the cell. You can see that I'm super cool. Yes, we are super cool. I coders are super cool. So let me actually give you another example on print formatting. So I'm super cool and energetic. So we have got 2 brackets right here. That is the flower brackets. So dot format, and now inside this we need to give 2 values, not just 1 value, because we have 2 flower brackets right here. So one is cool and the second one is tall. Run the cell, and you can see that I'm super cool and tall. Okay, cool. So guys, that's it for this video. That is all you need to know about this particular topic, strings in Python. I've attached the exercise file below, so make sure that you open the exercise file, solve all the questions, and the solutions video for that exercise file will be published tomorrow. So make sure that you check your answers to the answers that are in the solutions video, so that you can really grasp the concept and get the confidence that you really master this particular topic, that is strings in Python. So thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. I'll be back tomorrow with the solutions video for the exercise file. Guys, I've attached the exercise file below this video, so don't forget to download that. And if you have any doubt in any part of this video or the exercise file, just ask the question in the Slack channel. I'll be ready to answer there. So till tomorrow, see ya.